Welcome to a new Throne and Liberty video. It's Nofix here, and today I'm going to talk about the masteries in the longbow tree, trying to explain what does each of these skills mean. Okay, so let's start with the red tree, and let me remove everything first. So I don't have far sight. Okay, far sight is an improvement to sniper sense. It's not replacing it. So right now you can see if I'm attacking, I'm doing a critical hit of 969. Okay, if I add far sight, I still do that same damage, 969. So it's not replacing sniper sense. I still have the critical damage benefit. What Farsight is doing is boosting our critical hit as long as we are attacking a target 6 meters away. And as a scout or as an infiltrator or as a whatever using the bow, you should be always 6 meters away. So that's it. It's only boosting our critical hit. In exchange, if we are close, the whole skill of sniper sense is getting disabled. So right now, as you can see, my critical hit was 914. If I remove far sight, it's now 927, a little more, because I still have 1 meter, 2 meter of extra critical damage bonus. So 0.4, 0.8. That's it. It's just an extra benefit. It's not replacing sniper sense. The next one is Roxxie Arrowhead. Roxxie Arrowhead by default only hit one target. Okay, now with the sun it's going to be harder to see, but occasionally, do you see that the arrow? That was a Roxxie Arrowhead. If we pick Roxxie Arrow Storm, what's going to happen is that instead of hitting one target, we are hitting 3 targets in total, the target and extra 2 targets. And also, instead of 5% chance, we now have 10% chance of triggering the effect. That's it. Do you see that? Now I'm attacking this and hitting the other 2 dummies. That's it. It's not replacing the original skill, nothing like that. It's just improving it. So the next one is strafing, or well, bullseye, adding the Bullseye Hunter, which basically says that our critical is being boosted every time we apply bullseye. And this is quite interesting because we can actually check it here. If we attack, and right now I have 2.4, let's say, critical hit, and I attack, now I have 2.6. So it's actually working. In fact, it was 140 or 120 different. I don't remember now. No, let me check. No, it was more. It was 200 something. Let me just apply one. So one strafing is 4 bullseye stack. Okay, see. So this is 120 more critical hit than what I had. Okay. So what is the thing here? In this case, for Bullseye Hunter, when using, for example, strafing to add the bullseye stacks, it's adding 30 critical hit per stack that we add. Okay. So now it should be 240. Let me check again. Sorry. 240 more. Okay. However, let's get to the last one, lethal stacks and deadly marker. Again, this is only boosting the effect of deadly marker. Obviously, it's not replacing it. Basically, most of the skill always boost the effect unless they specifically say something like this, like you are getting all these benefits and instead of all the other benefits. So in this case, it says that deadly marker now applies 10 stacks of bullseye. Okay? What's the problem? if it's applying 10 stack of Bullseye, it should be boosting our critical hit by 300 with a single application, right? I think this is bug. I'm going to report that, but look at this. I switched to the crossbow just to have more range now and don't actually remove the stacks because I don't want that. So look at this, I have 2.4. I apply 10 stacks. However, look at this. It's only boosting my critical hit by 30, like if it was only one stack. I think this is bug. I'm going to report that on Discord. But if it is not, just bear in mind that when you use this mastery skill over here, it's only applying the 10 stacks, but only one stack of Bullseye Hunter. Okay? So let's check now, for example, the yellow tree. So let's talk about the yellow tree. This one is quite easy to verify. So the first skill is Combat Sanctuary. A Combat Sanctuary is just replacing the Sorte Sanctuary, basically. It's either you have hit and attack range, or you have endurance and continued health recovery. So right now I have, for example, 51 endurance here and 210 hit here. And if I pick Combat Sanctuary, I have now 0 endurance here and 250 hit. As simple as that. And we get to battle tempo and rapid fire stance. Notice this, okay? So I move 1, 2, and I have rapid fire stance again. And notice the attack speed is plus 20%. When you pick battle tempo, it's not an extra 20%, okay? And this is very important to understand. It's not an extra 20%. So first, let me move 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it was actually faster. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here should be, okay. So it takes 4 seconds to activate. But notice the attack speed is 24%. It's not 40%. It's just adding 4% more of attack speed. I don't think it's worth it for the extra 2 seconds that you need to wait to enable that. But well, if you are in a setup where you are not moving that much, well, it's beneficial, okay? So the next one is Archer's Search, and this is actually quite easy to verify as well, because basically when you use any survival skill, for example Healing Touch, you get extra damage. That's it. As simple as that. And it's stacking 3 times. Period. And the last one, I actually have never used that. I don't bother to use it, but basically is reducing the range of your target by 2.5%. This is nothing, okay? This is nothing at all. So because it's nothing. It's not even a matter. So it's a pointless skill. So don't even bother with that one. So let's check the blue tree now. This one is actually quite easy to understand as well. So basically the first one is Life Ward. Basically what it says is that when you use the Devoted Shield, if you have the Life Ward, you also get your year regeneration increased by 5,000 for 3 seconds. That's it. As simple as that. The next one is Sniper Traps, and this is the one that you should be using now for PvE, because we have this extra critical damage bonus on steady aim. So basically, what the Sniper Traps is doing is when we use skills like Strafing and Saphir, we have a chance to apply snaring. As simple as that. Let's wait for the trigger. It's 10%, so it may take a few hits. Also, I don't have anything right now, so that's why, see here, it's already triggered. As I was saying, I don't have any mastery, so my cooldown is right now very low. I don't have any specialization whatsoever, so it took a while. But as you saw, it's basically trigger snaring arrow or the press status based on longbow active skills. The next one is Ning Reflexes. And this one is also quite easy to double check. For example, right now my melee endurance is 15 and I have 60 perception. So this is increasing 24 my melee endurance and melee evasion per 10 perception. So basically it's going to be 144. If I do this, let me know this one. Now instead of 15, I have 159, which is 144 more. As simple as that. And the last one is Punishing Grip. This one, what this is doing is that when you get attacked by a melee hit, and notice this is important, it's not getting attacked, it's actually receiving damage. Why I'm saying this? Because, for example, I wanted to test this one with the first boss in the Tadale's Tower, and he was doing 0 damage to me all the time, so this skill never triggered. Okay? So basically, what this skill is doing is what it says. You have 16 chance to bind the opponent for 3 seconds when you take melee damage. So this is easy to test as well. Just pick the skill, go to whatever boss or whatever something is hitting you melee, and just get a few hits and you will see it broken. Okay, so get hit, here it is. Okay, it triggered quite fast for 16%, but notice that it has a cooldown. Okay, it was 20 seconds if I recall correctly, no, 60 seconds. Okay, so this is it for the blue tree. And finally, the purple tree. So finally, let's talk about the purple tree. The purple tree is quite easy to understand as well, because all the skills have effects that you can easily check. So for example, Wine Rust. Wine Rust is related to the Whirlpool state, not to any other skill, just to the Whirlpool state. And how do we get Whirlpool state? By using Nature's Blessing with the Whirlpool specialization, or by using Nimble Leap with the Whirlpool specialization. I don't know if any other weapon actually had Whirlpool as well, I'm not sure, but out of the weapons I use, only the bow and the crossbow have it. So basically the skill is boosting our cooldown speed by 10 and reducing our healing by 8. That's it. So right now I have 73.5 and 0, and now it's 83.5 and minus 8. The next one is Survival Man, and Survival Man is just adding an extra source of healing when we use any other healing skill. For example, let's remove Earth's Blessing and I use Healing Touch. I only have one source, okay? I add Earth's Blessing and now I have 2 sources, and you can see it here as well, Survival Man and Healing Touch. The next one is Blessing of Wisdom, which is basically as it says, if you have 80 or higher wisdom, you get 10% cooldown speed. So right now I have 96 wisdom and 73.5 cooldown speed. If I enable that, I have 83.5. Okay. And the last one is Rhythmical Shooting, which basically boosts our base damage when we are using different skills. Okay, so for example, right now here I have Healing Touch, Zephyr, and Strafing. Look at this here, it's boosting and it's stacking to the maximum of 5 stack, I think it was, yes. and all the stacks are boosting my base damage. See? So this is it for all the longbow mastery skills. Hope you now understand what what is each skill doing. If you have still any question, ask in the comment. But basically this is what it is. I'm going to report this one because I think this is a bug. It should be providing the 10 stacks of Bullseye Hunter. But if not, it's quite, let's say, it's not as good as it could be, okay? Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.